And that leads me to the second easiest claim to prove, and that is migraines. So migraine headaches, if you think about it, you have absolutely no control over headaches. And when I say migraines, I'm talking about all headaches. They're all rated under diagnostic code 8100. So with headaches, you can't control when they're coming on. You go to the doctor, not even the C&P examiner, your regular doctor, if you're trying to get meds or do something for it, you don't know when they're coming on. They just hit you, right? That's what makes it subjective. It's a constantly moving target. Sometimes it's worse for some of us, and sometimes it's tolerable. I would say for those guys, you're probably masking some other stuff. Look into it. But a doctor or the VA, nobody can say how much it causes you to lay down, miss work, interfere with your social life, all that kind of stuff. So with migraines, it comes down to the word prostrating, which means to lay down. So how many times a week do your migraines cause you to lay down? Like you get auras and halos and you're at work or wherever you are and you just stop. You have to go home. You have to get a ride because you can't even drive. You can't even deal with light. Light sensitivity is constant with migraines. So how often is that happening? And that's where the rating comes from. If it happens once a week or more, that's 50%. And then it's once a month, every couple months. So the longer the spells are between the migraines, the lower the rating is. And if you're hearing this for the first time and you're like, I have a 0 or 10% rating for migraines, that seems low because I get them once a week. You need to go look at get your VA claims file and go look at your old C&P exam and see what happened. And you're going to see that somehow the doctor, whether you reported it or he just kind of did it wrong and screwed you, somebody wrote in there that they didn't bother you that much and it was like every few months, even though it was once a week. So if that's your case for migraines, file a supplemental claim and you're going to want to prove that you have worse symptoms now. So definitely go to a doctor. And if you're already service connected for migraines, you don't need a nexus or a diagnosis, but you do need them to fill out a DBQ and write it, right? They have the power of the pen. They're able to make a medical opinion and say, yep, he has them once a week, and they cause them to lay down. He could say words like prostrating. That's a doctor word. Not really a good word for veterans. We're laymen. We're not really supposed to use doctor words. Not supposed to diagnose ourselves, even in the case of tinnitus. And each claim is different, but it's always better to have your doctor on board. Another thing you could do is keep a migraine log. This is definitely not a replacement for an actual DBQ filled out by your doctor, but it is good supporting evidence because here's the log. You go into your C&P exam for your reevaluation or your initial claim or whatever it is. Oh, okay. Hey, Craig, when's the last time you had migraines? Stand by. Pull it up on your phone. Well, I had them last Monday and I had them the Friday before. And how far back do you want me to go? I have years worth of this stuff. Migraine Buddy is a good app for this. There's plenty of apps. You could write it down if you're, like writing stuff down instead of using apps. But make sure you have a migraine log, and that's a good place to reference it. Remember, you're going in there to be reevaluated for migraines. This is just kind of a good, well, strategically placed timing kind of thing, if that makes sense. When you're asked, when was the last couple of onsets? You just pull it up and show it to them. There it is, dates, times, everything. That's when it started. That's when it stopped. So that's how migraines work, and the ratings are 0, 10, 30, and 50. So if they hit you more than once a week, they call it prostrating, which makes you lay down, and then there's verbiage in the law that says severe economic inadaptability, which means it severely interferes with your work. So that's what needs to be happening too. Makes sense. You already know this happens because if you're at work and then you have to stop and go lay in your boss's office or have your spouse come pick you up, that's a problem at work, right? If you want to learn more about the VA claims process, check out my boot camp. And if you need medical evidence, hit up my med team. Links for both are in the description.